Hello, Anomaly here, and welcome to another Mistweaver commentary video. Today we're going to be talking about Heroic Grand Magistrix Elidande. This is a super long fight, so not going to do much of an intro, so let's jump right into the fight. So as you can see, we're running kind of a smaller roster than there have been in the past videos, mostly because we just took less people. We were having some difficulties killing it with kind of all of our 27-ish raiders. So we just kind of dropped it down, took a bunch of people that were on. So, I mean, sorry, like the 30 people. So yeah, the fight itself, there's a bunch of kind of crazy DPS early, or a lot of damage early, and it doesn't really stop. So there's pulsing AoE damage from the little ads that you have to get down. Um, and then in general, there's just going to be always be some sort of raid-wide damage going out, whether it's people getting clipped by orbs, whether it's some people soaking. So there's definitely a mana management fight. So that's why you'll see me. I've already used Manatee super early. What I haven't used yet is Chi Burst, which is an issue on my part, and I haven't used Chi G yet. So definitely want to, at least on this fight, kind of get those cooldowns out early. Most of the phases, at least on Heroic, with our raid size and our DPS, lasted about 2.5, 3 minutes. So you pretty much can use all those abilities on cooldown, have them up for the next phase, and you should be good to go. So right here, just kind of keeping Ram on cooldown. I'm kind of lightly using Essence Font. When a bunch of people take damage, I am throwing it out there, just for the simple fact of I'd like to get some more damage out, or like to heal some more, but definitely have to watch it. Also, one thing I didn't do here, which I'm now starting to do on Elidande, is you can put out your like transcendence on the outside as you kind of run out for these rings. Drop your little image out there, and then you can port back to it. So if you get in a bad position on the second, when we get those back-to-back rings, throw it out there. Definitely super helpful. So mainly this fight, I mean, it's very, very, at least on Heroic, pretty simple, kind of back and forth type fight. So you're going to end up kind of killing these ads, so they'll be ad damage while the ads are out, like AoE damage while the ads are out, and then kind of dodging and weaving from the orbs. So your tank should be soaking these puddles that are spawning, but you can also do it too. So again, Manatee on cooldown, just because of all the damage, like the little raid-wide damage is going out. So, and then just you keep Rem on cooldown, keep your things on cooldown. So here you'll see Rem was up for a little bit. I have a UT proc I need to use. I'm not doing that, but I did get Chi Burst out through the group. You'll spend a lot of your time in melee, so just make sure you're dodging or you're aiming appropriately. The boss will be on top of you a lot, so definitely use your movement abilities, roll, Tiger's Lust, things like that, and then Essence Font when you're out there, and you can like roll back super quickly to dodge and get away from all the orbs. So definitely this fight caters to a ton of Essence Font. So as you can see there, 250, and we're already phase changing, so roughly 3 minutes, use those cooldowns. So definitely super, super helpful. So the fight kind of continues, and in this phase, I think this phase adds like the droppy balls that people need to soak. As a monk, you can definitely go out and soak them to be helpful. I did it. I think I did it at least for these attempts. I don't actually go out and soak them anymore, just because as a healer, we have a bunch of range that actually do their job, which is awesome. So you can definitely not have to do that. So I mean, yeah, we're just gonna repeat the pattern here. So this is a key one. Just watch the fast um, bubbles when they're close like that, because the orbs, the rings, as soon as they hit them, it's like a zoom through. So as you can see using Manatee again, getting a ton of Essence Font out. Just kind of heal out the damage from these little lads and things like that. You're definitely going to use Chi-Ji. I left up a little bit long there. Should have used him a little bit earlier. Definitely would have helped with some of the damage moving through. So again, this fight's like super straightforward. I don't think I made too many mistakes, other than just kind of delaying cooldown slightly. I did really well with my mana, still over 90%, doing really well from a healing perspective. Doing most of this Pretty sure without innervate. I don't know if I had been getting these innervates yet. If I don't know, we still have a disc priest in the raid, so probably not getting the innervates this. So, but yeah, it's definitely super, just super like kind of methodical boss fight. Like not a ton changes from phase to phase. So there you'll see we missed an orb, so we took a ton of raid wide damage. My revival was down earlier from a ring run that we did, so could have used it there also, but we were able to top people off. Still haven't lost anybody since the beginning, so I will say that the sooner you can get the red buff, the better. So definitely just try and step in the red. I didn't do that here. That's a mistake on my part. The haste, while not particularly super helpful for monks, is helpful at least in the fight. So you can take a lot more, or you can just get some more healing out, which is great. So Rem there, using Vivify as I can. Pretty standard. So we're about to phase this over. This is going to be it's 5:30 mark. She's at about 20%, 10 more percent to go until she phases. So again, another like 3-ish minute phase here. Um, so yes, that's something you'll need to start engaging with your raid and your DPS about how how much you're doing in each phase and how each one of those phases goes, right? Because if your phases are shorter or longer, it's gonna kind of dictate how you use your cooldowns, right, in each one of them. But each phase is essentially a reset on the boss, so you kind of want to just use them as you can, or use them like in the most appropriate fashion. So I do let my Shaylin's gift stacks get a little high there, end up wasting them, which is slightly unfortunate, but um, at some point I kind of look down, see they're at 7, and I normally personally just use it on anyone. I don't let it stack any higher because by 7 I'm going to basically be holding it till it's 12, and I'll probably miss a couple stacks throughout the fight. So um, could have used Manatee there, but our shaman called that he was going to be dropping Spirit Link, so held it for that portion um, just so I could get just potentially another cooldown. Right, we're heading to the final phase, so now that I have everything up, I can kind of be a little bit safer. So yeah, so I pop it here. I don't know why, probably a misclick on my part, but not much you can do at that point. So right now, not a ton of damage going out. Once you get into kind of this third phase, at least for our guild, it was pretty simple. The second phase is kind of the more difficult one. And it's really just managing the orbs that fall from the sky along with these rings. So just sitting on a UT proc, finally use it. Ugh, that's so disgusting. So yeah, that would have been a situation where like porting would have been super nice, never in danger. So um, see there, I drop an enveloping on our DK, was taking a ton of damage. He was soaking a puddle, so it was kind of just I noticed that. Wanted to get him some extra healing, so. There are situations where you can use enveloping. I'd use them super sparingly, but situations where you know someone's going to take a ton of damage and they're going to get the full benefit of the hot, something you should definitely use. So good Cheebers there, already sitting on top of the ad for the buff, so even better. Um, so definitely doing at least a good job with my positioning, right? Manatee's up now, probably use it. I think I ended up, oh yeah, here I soak and life cocoon myself. Definitely if you're going to soak a mechanic like that, just make sure you keep life cocoon up and ready. It is helpful and it does work. You don't always have to save it for tanks. If you're going to soak mechanics, definitely use it on yourself. So Manatee's still up there. I almost killed myself walking into those orbs. If this was mythic, I would have been dead because I'm bad and can't realize where to go. Um, yeah, I use it there just because we would kind of got back-to-back orbs. Normally on the second orbs, like our people don't know where they're going, so they end up running into things. Having Manatee and Essence Font there to save some mana. However, at this point, you can see the boss is almost dead, and I'm at half mana. Definitely can heal a lot more. So I think at this point, I realized we'd killed it, and I just Essence Font spammed because we weren't going to kill that ad. We were just sitting on the boss. So and that's the fight. So that's actually probably one of my better fights. I feel like use a lot of my cooldowns effectively. Mana was not an issue. So we even lost a healer super early, so we 4 healed most of it, which I mean I think 5 heal is probably overkill. So really really good job. So yeah, so then that is the fight. If you guys have any questions, comments, things I did wrong that you should see, or any questions, don't hesitate to ask them in the comments. If you guys don't already know, head over to the Monk Discord if you have any more in-depth questions. I'll put links and everything below. But thank you very much for watching, guys. If you do happen to enjoy the video, subscribe. I'm going to try and do one of these for every boss fight and Nighthold and continue forward as long as I can. So thank you very much, guys.